Hey Ed, my name's Ben. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks for seeing me.
Not a problem. So today we're going to go through a few details about why you're here, why you've come to see me, and why you've been referred on.
Sure.
So basically, we're going to get as much detail as we can about where you're at this present stage, and by the end of this, hopefully, we'll be able to come up with some treatment options and form a rehabilitation program
Sounds good.
and get you back to full function. How's it sound?
Great.
Beautiful. So to begin with, can you give me a brief rundown of why you're here and what your injury is about?
Sure. So I've been suffering from groin pain from playing football. Basically, it doesn't start during the session, but it comes about afterwards. So I've seen a physio to try and diagnose it, and they think it's osteitis pubis.
Yeah.
And it's basically, the way it's coming across to me is pain in the left groin muscle, and also some kind of shooting pain up near the pelvic bone.
Alright, beautiful. Now, when you say football, what kind of football are we talking? We're talking soccer.
So soccer.
Soccer?
Ball, yeah.
Okay. Your pelvic. Alright, so how long has this been going on for, would you say?
So it's been close to 2 months now.
Yeah, so it's still in the kind of the acute phase, pretty early on.
It's pretty early, yeah. Like I thought it was just a groin strain initially.
So it's... And have you had any other previous injuries before this?
I had a fairly severely rolled ankle about 2 months before that.
Has the physio said anything about the ankle maybe playing a part with the way everything else is working?
They think it might have been, or how it started was probably a compensation, because it was the right ankle that had the issue, and now it's the left side where the groin is experiencing pain. So I think it might be to do with compensation, because I may have come back too soon from the ankle injury.
Okay. And did you do that playing football as well?
Yeah.
Any past medical history at all? Any conditions, surgery, operations, anything
Not
I need to
really.
know about? No? Beautiful. Now, when you talk about the pain,
Yep.
can you describe out of, say, maybe between 1 or 10 on a scale, 10 being really intense,
Yeah.
and 1 being nothing?
Yeah.
What would you say?
So say like the day after football was probably its worst, and it's probably only a 5 or 6.
At its worst?
Yeah, and unless I'm doing a movement like swinging the leg inwards towards the body,
So kicking
Then-
motion?
or even sometimes like just moving your leg while you're sitting or something like that, pulling
Yep.
it inwards with like using the muscle.
Where you're actually using the adductors?
Yeah, that can go to like a 7.
7 if you've used the adductors. And would you say it's like a consistent pain? Is it an intermittent pain? So is it something that's, when it's there, is it always there?
Yeah.
And it doesn't kind of break up? So the day after football, it
Yeah.
would just be there?
Yeah, and it'll kind of subside gradually over the next 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. So it's almost a gradual onset,
Yeah.
and then it subsides gradually.
Yeah.
And when it's there, it's there.
Yep.
Yep. Beautiful. Okay. And what would the type of pain be, would you say?
It's mainly an ache.
Yeah. And that ache occurs where?
So it feels like it's about kind of midway down the thigh on the inner groin.
Yep.
And then sometimes when you add that pulling movement, it's closer to the top of the groin muscle, like where it meets the pelvis.
Yeah. So that would be where it inserts.
Yeah.
So where the attachment is.
Yeah.
And then that's where you get the pain.
Yeah.
When you're moving.
Yeah.
So it's very common with kicking motions, side-footed kicking motions, as I'm sure you found out.
Yeah, it's the worst.
And funnily enough, that doesn't happen during the game at all.
I only notice it much later.
So, if you were to double up games, say you played a Saturday and a Sunday, how would you feel it during the game on Sunday?
Yeah, it'd already be there.
And how often would that happen? How often would you play like a back-to-back?
Very rarely.
Very rarely. And how many times do you train a week?
Twice.
And then
So I can sometimes.
the
I have to
second
miss
day,
a-
so is it day training, day off, day training
Yeah. So,
generally, and then day off playing?
Yeah. So sometimes I have to miss the first training session of the week because there'll still be pain from the game on the weekend
Yeah.
because it lasts through that. But then second training's okay, game's okay.
And then
Yeah.
you may have
Back
to miss the
following
next.
week, Yeah.
Okay. And so you've said the movement's pulling in your thigh.
Yep.
Aggravating
Yeah.
for sure. What other movements? Is there specific movements during the game that will maybe trigger it, or if you're sore and you went to training, that will make you feel pain?
If I've already played and then I train, the pain is more obvious if I'm doing side-footed passing,
Yeah.
or if I'm doing any change of direction running drills, like going
Agility
diagonal
drills?
between the cones. Yeah.
Yeah. So anything